A new escalation of tensions in the Middle East with this isolation of Qatar and Iran. Are you worried about the geopolitical risks and this new destabilization of the region?
Geopolitical risks are always worrisome because they have an impact on people's well-being, they have an impact on economic growth, they have an impact on investment flows, they have an impact on the creation of jobs, etc. And they're also, of course, the people involved who may be directly affected with these tensions. There's also a sign that there is a greater concern and less tolerance for anybody who engages in, for example, the support of terrorism.
Do you think we could see further repercussions from these tensions to global growth, given the tensions in the region?
Oh, the global growth is always affected by uncertainty, and tension creates uncertainty that affects global growth. So yes, absolutely, it has an effect, and therefore it is worrisome.
The US President Donald Trump says he wants to de-escalate the situation. Do you think he's somehow helped create it?
I think we all want to de-escalate the situation. We would all try to find a solution to something which is, in the case of the Middle East, almost a secular problem, a secular challenge. But there are new problems. There are new manifestations. There's the question of ISIS, like there was the question of Al-Qaeda before that. These are things that require absolute collective action and cooperative action.
The main theme of this year's forum in 2017 here at the OECD is bridging divides. Since we last saw each other at the same forum last year, we had Brexit, we had the election of Donald Trump, we had the National Front, Marine Le Pen, in the runoff of a presidential election in France. How can we win back the confidence of those who feel left out by globalization?
By delivering on opportunities, delivering on the inequality, the inequality. We started documenting inequality since 12 years ago, and now the evidence of inequality has come back to haunt us, and the response to inequality has to be inclusive growth. And that means inclusive in terms of less inequality on the income, but also on the accumulated wealth, and more importantly, on opportunities.
We're just a couple of days away from the UK elections, which was hit by another terrorist attack over the weekend in London. Do you think this attack could have an impact on the outcome of the UK elections?
Well, I think that the British electors are going to express their collective wisdom in 2 days. It is their privilege, and we will all be expecting what the outcome is. However, as a former Londoner and as the father of and grandfather of 6 British citizens, or at least to a dual nationality, Mexican and British, clearly what I feel very strongly for what is going on. I feel it very, very much in my in my own skin, because I walked all these places. I've been there so many times. But as the British say, they're going to keep calm and carry on. The resilience of the British people is well known, and it will be shown yet again.
Of course, this election is also happening in the context of the Brexit negotiations. Are you feeling that Brexit could damage the UK economy more than we previously expected?
When Brexit was being discussed before the referendum, I said that it was like a tax that would be imposed on the British people. The uncertainty is clear. We still are at the beginning stages. All of us would have preferred that it didn't happen, but now it has. So now we have to make sure that it is seamless and that it happens as smoothly as possible.
Should the EU be more flexible in these Brexit negotiations?
We are supporting our member country, the UK, and we are also helping the Europeans. Clearly, we are very close. We have 25 European members here at the OECD. Remember, the OECD was born out of the Marshall Plan, which was to support the reconstruction of Europe. So we are heavily invested in Europe, and we're going to support the process to be as smooth and seamless as possible.
Finally, we're in France 1 month after the election of the President Emmanuel Macron, a few days away from legislative elections in France. How do you think he's going to manage to get a majority in Parliament? And what's your take on his first month in power?
We're very excited about Emmanuel Macron's presidency. We've already spoken to him. We've already started a process of working with him and with his ministers. We're going to continue that process, but it's also ongoing since he was a minister, since he promoted the Loi Macron in order to help the vitality and the modernization of the French economy. So it's just a continuum with him at the helm now. I think it opens a new, very promising chapter for the French economy.
A new